Now, I did post, we'll open with this, a little joke I got on the Facebook group from my parents. And I wrote AITA for my responses to a joke where Osama Bin Laden is the protagonist. And there's a picture of Osama Bin Laden. Osama Bin Laden was living with 3 wives in one compound and never left the house for 5 years. It is now believed he called the Navy SEALs himself. So, Sarah, first of all, I just want to know thoughts on the meme.
I mean, it's like, I don't know if I'm biased because I know that your parents shared this or it just is, but I feel like I'm like, that's like boomer humor.
Boomer humor.
This would be, if I saw this in one of my Facebook groups, we would tag the group that I'm in that's called Why Get Married If You Hate Your Spouse.
Yes, exactly.
That's my reaction to this meme is like, let me tag my group.
It's a very, I don't even think it's tired. I think it's exhausted joke that you hate your wife. Yeah. And so I just thought it was particularly funny because I happen to be a fan of the movie Zero Dark 30, even though it is CIA propaganda. Look, people, art is flawed, but I think it's a great flick. And I just thought it was funny because the person who found Osama Bin Laden was a woman. It was a wife, motherfucker. And I just thought there was something. So that's what I said. Are you trying to paint Osama Bin Laden as someone we should sympathize with? And then my dad wrote, it's a joke. The joke is based on the side effect of being cooped up. It's just a joke. I think it's a good joke.
I don't think it's a good joke, but I think it's a joke.
It is a joke.
There's worse jokes to be made.
It's also trafficking. I also think Osama Bin Laden is a very safe place for us right now. We understand that world. That's the 9/11 world. We, good. Osama, bad. Coronavirus, very confusing. Are we bad?
Oh, for sure.
We are bad boys because if we go out, we spread it. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just like, we're bad. Also, the U.S. has been bad in our handling of this.
Horrible. I mean, hilarious. It would be funny if it wasn't so terrible.
Tremendously bad, as Trump would say if he lived on this fucking earth.
She found Osama Bin Laden. A woman found Osama Bin Laden. So I just want the listeners to know that because these schmucky commenters, what do they know? Christopher T writes, I think the joke is timely given the whole quarantine thing, and it's absurd enough to not be taken seriously as an attack on women.
Oh, actually, like, surprisingly kind of agree just because I think, like, in middle-aged humor, these jokes about spouses go both ways, and it's not like...
Really?
It's not... I see it all the time. It's like... You joke about everyone. I feel like people joke about hating their spouse equally. Like, again, I'm in these groups and I see it kind of both.
I'm going to push back on that, Sarah. There's a reason that the line is my wife, because this is always my wife. That's what it is.
I think
it's not my husband. It's not my hubby. It's my wife.
I think you need to join some groups.
Well, I'm not in your
I think there's just a common trope of like hating your spouse. I think it's slightly more directed towards women because there's like the whole like trope of, I don't know, just like, you know, the woman is the ball and chain and, oh, sure, ugly, bald, fat guy. You could totally get it with models if you just didn't happen to inconveniently be married. So, yeah, that is a trope.
Wait, hold on. Take me through that again. So this is a fat, bald guy. That's the image.
It's like,
of the
I'm just like, I feel like men like are like, oh yeah, my old ball and chain, or like they kind of make jokes that imply that like they could be out there running free, but it's like, dude, you're 65 and bald and overweight. Like your wife tying you down is not the reason that you're not getting models. You know what I mean?
Well, wait, I feel like you're agreeing with me. Yes, of course.
Yeah, I am with that part for sure.
Men who say that shit, not women. I never hear.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Nikki V writes, YTA, it's a effing joke. Nate S says, I mean, it's a pretty lame joke, but there are far darker 9/11 related jokes that I've laughed at. So you're kind of TA for your indignation on this one. I mean, it's not offensive to me because it's not invoking 9/11. I just think it's obnoxious to me that it is a cheap joke that women are the brunt of the joke. And then it's like, do you fucking know? Why was I the only person to watch fucking, what is the movie called? I can't remember now.
It's your favorite movie. You don't even know the name.
Because the name is weird. No, I've never said those words in that order. Zero Dark 30. What does that mean? It's just nobody saw it. Because my favorite part, Sarah, of that movie is when she's trying to find Osama, she has a theory. And she's like, I know where this motherfucker is because it's like, whatever, there's a freaking hut and there's quiet around the hut. And she's looked at satellite images for 3 years. And she starts writing every single day. She writes a tally on her boss's like window because it's like a dry erase marker. It's not going to leave a spot. Relax.
Okay.
And she puts there on until it reaches like 91. And that was the amount of time where she's like, I'm 95% sure this is Osama Bin Laden. And her boss is like, hey, Osama this, Osama that. I don't know, sweetheart. You're just a wife. Get the fuck out of here. Like, she literally couldn't be heard. That's how the movie paints it. It is CIA propaganda, but it's ironic to me.
I love that. See, I'm telling you, women and our theories. Men, you're not slick. You're not smart. Women's intuition is fucking real. Love it.
Kate R. NTA said, I feel like laughing at this joke is accepting puke-covered pizza based on the fact that it's pizza.
Yeah, I like that. That's kind of funny. I think puke-covered pizza is a better joke than this joke.
Puke-covered pizza is great because you're like, puke, gross, covered. Ugh, you hate to hear it. Pizza, I like pizza. It's great. Exactly. It's a beautiful little phrase. Josh F. writes, it's not funny, but obviously they weren't trying to make a point. Not all jokes have to make you feel good about yourself, but it's a hack joke and it sucks. Thank you, Josh.
Yes, I agree with that. Most of my jokes make me feel bad about myself because they poke fun at myself.
Right.
It is a bad joke, but whatever.
Well, that's how we're wired, that's how we deal with the world. It's like the world is confusing. And so we use the tool of like, let's insult ourselves to get through it. That's my little machete going through the vines of society.
I love that imagery.
But like other people they'll do that. They're just confident and they just talk. And I'm like, what are you saying?
Yeah, I don't know what that's like. I will say though, Danny, like, I think if I got this thing from my parents share, mostly my dad, well, both of them, whatever. They share like so much bad memes that don't even make sense. And as a person who makes memes for a living, I obviously have how good a meme has to be for me to be impressed by it. Mm-hmm. And I rarely push back at this stuff. I usually just like keep it moving.
Yeah, I mean,
like, what made you start this? Like, what made you start shit over this meme that's like, keep it moving?
To me, like I said, it just happened to trigger me because I saw Zero Dark 30. I got zero conversational mileage out of it. And I'm just trying to make that puppy run, Did
you talk to them more about Zero Dark 30? Was this a good segue?
No, I got tired of it immediately when they were just like, it's a joke. I was like, there's nothing to fall. And then I was like, maybe I'm the asshole. And I actually do think I'm the asshole. I want to be clear.
I do too. I think just because you're right that the joke sucks I think you're still the asshole for like making this a fight for no reason. There's definitely way worse boomer jokes I've heard out there.
Way worse. And I've let worse jokes fly. This joke just triggered a thing, but I should have shut the fuck up. I mean, it didn't matter. I sent a few texts. Who cares? But I am technically the asshole. I'm the asshole. I own it.
Stakes are low, but YTA.